Because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, folks, this is the S&P over the last several weeks. As you can see here, the low of yesterday was right here. We came down, we went just a tad below the 382 retracement, and then we started to rally. I'm just going to show you because it's happening as we speak. There was the big move down. Okay, you can see the ABCD right to the down move right there. Let's just draw it in so you folks can see it. There's your AB leg right there. There's your 382 retracement right there. I think that's it, pretty close, yeah. And then, boom, right there's your number. Then we rallied, and there's your 382 on the way back, folks, from your high right in here at 339. We're 2 points away, so we're probably going to get there very shortly. Now, will this result in an ABCD to the upside? It could very easily do that, but that's what we're watching here. I watch these numbers because the folks on Wall Street watch these very carefully, folks, and believe me, it's really amazing. Now, the most amazing one today is the second largest of the stock indices, which is the Russell. You can see today's low was an ABCD rally, as you can see, right to this level perfectly, and then the rally back, believe it or not, from your high that you made right back here to your low right in there, took you exactly up to the just a tad. Oh, it's not drawn right. Let's get this right there. It goes exactly to the 50% level. That makes this a 135 pattern on the downside. Now we start getting above here. Could be bullish, and as I've said before, these markets are pretty tough to pick a top in, but we're going to be watching it as we go through and looking at it today. Now the next one we want to take a look at is the NASDAQ, because it's doing exactly the same thing. Okay, now here's our move in the NASDAQ. There's nothing bearish about this market as of yet, folks, but it's starting to show a small indication. There was just the low we made. You notice how we took out the low the previous day, just like we did in the S&P. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to measure to see where that came in. And as you can see, it stopped exactly at the 50%. On the way down, just get this up here because this is where we are right now. This is going to show you we've already been to the 382 on this. You can see from your high down to your low. There's your 382. We're behind it a little bit. Now the S&P is almost there at the 60, whatever it is, 75.39, 62.39. I haven't seen it being hit there yet. Let me get that up here so we can keep a close eye on it because I probably have an order sitting in there. Let's get it up here. 62.39 is the number. 63.39. Shut the front door, raise the rent. There it is right there. 61. See if it gets to that level. Now, at that point, if you sell that, you put your stop above the 50% level, and that'll give you an indication of whether it's going to actually work or not. Okay, getting back to the soybeans. The corn. Let's do corn first, folks, because corn, we recommended both of them, and the corn did go down and made the 61% retracement. Oh, shut the front door. As you can see, it's still coming down, which is good. Hold on. That's July corn. Shut the front door, Larry, just a second here. You can see it's much weaker than the Christmas corn. And there's Christmas corn. And you'll see here, we came down, we almost made the exact 61% retracement. We missed it by 1/4 of a cent. That's where it is right now. That would have been the profit objective on this. Again, that's the 135 pattern. And the soybeans did exactly the same thing. You can see soybeans, this is the range yesterday and today. If we look at this on the hourly, you're going to see it very clearly. The rally back last night went right to the 382. there was a number we were selling at. If you remember looking at this on the daily, it had all the earmarks of a 135 pattern. That's in fact what it was. Now, like I mentioned many times, folks, sometimes these patterns work and sometimes they don't. That's why when they don't work, you just got to get out of Dodge and find something else. 3 drive to a top pattern, who knows? All I'm saying is I've never seen so many ABCD patterns formed in so many things across the pond. Now, one I've been watching very closely with our good friends over in Hong Kong, which we talk to all the time. Let me get it up here because we hit the proverbial what we call a letter to wherever it is. There it is right now, folks. We just went up and we completed the big ABCD. As you can see, there's your 3 drive to a top pattern. You took this high out right here, and you can see we've been right up here. There's where it closed, 26150. 26153 is where it closed. That was the high. So if this is correct, and this is a daily chart, let's just blow this up so we can see it a little clear. All right, there's where we are. Well, in fact, you've got a couple different patterns in here. You've got multiple ABCD patterns right up in this level here, but you can see this is the 1.618 expansion of that move right there. That's where we should be going. And if you measure the ABCD, remember we've got a little gap in here too. This is a large market, folks. I mean, anybody in Southeast Asia, that's what they trade. So there it is. And then all you have to do is expand that by 1.27 and see how close we get to the promised land. Okay, 127, and we'll get up here to take a look at it. And there it says 25286. So it's within 100 points of what we think is going to be the high at this market right here. Looking at this on the long-term weekly, it also has a big ABCD here that we're completing. Let's just get this up so you'll be able to see it. Here was the great buying opportunity of April the 7th. Now you've got this weekly chart that is knocking on the door here, and you mark it from there to there to there. And where does it take you to? Right there. Look where it closed, folks. Can't ask for anything better than that. You have a 1, 2, 3 drive to a pattern there. And now what you have is a 1, 2, 3 drive to a pattern there. I'll draw it in so you can see it. When Laren was about 5 years old, she'd see these on my commodity perspective charts, and she'd see the lines, and she would cut them out and color these in different colors, and she would use her little plastic scissors and put them on the refrigerator and say, "Dad, I'm only going to charge you $1 for helping you do your work," and I was happy to pay it. Later on, it got a little more expensive. Okay, let's get this out of the way. Folks, I'm a little bit groggy today because we have the monsoon season, and that's when my allergies really hit bad sometimes. So the doctor called me. We've got a new drug we want you to try. So I went in yesterday, and I got the drug. They gave me 6 of them, one to try every day for 6 days. I don't know if I can do the other 5 days because it knocked me flat out. In fact, anyway, I went to bed at 9 o'clock. I got up at 4. 7 hours. Are you kidding me? I haven't slept 7 hours since the Miracle Team won in February of 2080. Anyway, 1980. Anyway, that's I'm over it now. But boy, it's very powerful. But it helps a little bit. I don't really see a big difference. So I will take the other 5, but I'm not going to worry about it. All right, let's take a break here. Paula T will be our guest here at the break. We're going to go over a couple other things here. When we come back, I want to show you the silver chart, of course.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Okay, folks, this is the Dow Jones. You notice it took out the previous day's low by 1 tick, and then it had to rally up to the 61% retracement. If we look at it intraday, remember this is only 20 stocks, okay? So there was your high right there. You can see there was your 61% retracement right there. And then the pullback today, there it is right there. We'll just move this around. You're going to see after it broke from the high, it dropped about 100 and some, right at the exact 618. Hold on, let's get this up here. There it is. A tiny bit below it right there. And there's where we are right now. Now, the S&P did make that number, folks. In fact, it's trading above it right now. And we said that number was 39, and that's where they did it at. Now, your stop has got to be above this level right here, because sometimes these things don't work. And as you can see, this one's not working, but I got to do them all because I don't know which ones work and which ones don't. And let's just move, and you'll be able to see that we do have an ABCD here that'll take us up just a little bit higher, and it will not get to our stop because the stop will be at 49 is what we'd be watching here as we're looking at this today. Now, let's get to the one that's really been rocking and rolling, folks, and I want to talk about silver for just a second, then we'll get to the gold market because that was really a sad one, folks. We had a perfect order and they didn't fill us. Anyway, there's a long-term daily here in the silver, as you can see from our June low right here, okay, at 32, perfect number right here at 39575, and the high today has been 39575. I don't know if that means very much, but it hit the exact number. Sometimes that happens, sometimes it doesn't. But the one that we were watching last night, we sold our gold too early yesterday. We made a nice profit in it. We got out of it at 33.83, and it went all the way up another $40. But I wanted to show you what we were looking at last night in the video that we were sending out. So let me bring this up here 1 second. And I'll show you, because that's what I do in the videos. First of all, we'll get that video up. I think this was the one we were watching. Let's double check. Yep, that's the one we were watching right here. Okay, here's where we were. This is where are we at here? Hold on just a second. Here's where we are. I was watching this right here because if you look at this let's just look at it on the 13-minute chart, it was perfect. You can see this little pullback right here. The 382 on this, folks, measured to that number right there, 3392. That's a 382 of that whole move down. And that was a big move, folks. We went from 34.20, we dropped $30. So it was a perfect buy right there. So I said, buy it there, risk $5. Hello, operator. You can see what happened. Away it went to the upside. We've made new highs. Now, looking at this on the long-term daily, you'll see here that we have completed. In fact, we're almost back to new highs. There's going to be new highs on the gold. I believe that's it, isn't it? No, new highs is 35 and change, 35.14. But there's where we are right now. It's had a big move. This move was the one last night because after the market moved, you see it tried to make a 382 retracement here, but it missed it by just about, I think, about $2, and then boom, away it went. And you can see we just made new highs here just a moment ago. I don't know if this is a high in the gold market or not, folks, but you know what? Nobody else does either. All I'm saying is that it is very good to us, folks. I mean, we bought this low right here. We bought that low right there. We bought that low right there. You can't ask for anything better than that. That's we've taken well over $200 and some an ounce out of this over the last few weeks, and with only one or two really small, I think only one or two small losses. So that's what we're watching here with this. Okay, now we'll get this out of the way here, and I want to go over a couple other things. I've already talked about the soybeans, and I've talked about the corn, and I think those are the main ones that I'm looking at right now. And I did the YM, I did that. Okay. That one's all right. Now let's get out of the way here. Okay, hold on one second now, folks. I have to bring one other one up here, and that is the crude oil. Where is the crude oil? Okay, here's the one that we were trying last night, just really trying very hard to get this short off at a 382. Here's where we were last night. There's the last few days' action, okay? Now, here was the action yesterday. Okay, now you see the action yesterday was a down market. So what we were looking for was a 382 retracement. Hold on here one second here of any major high. Now look, this took 7 hours for this to try to make this 382, and it didn't do it, did it? Okay, now the next time it rallies 4 hours, but you have to check and see, because you made a new low, you have to check and see if that's going to be your 382 off of this high right here. This is because we switched over. Miss it by 10 pips. Then you come down and you make another new low. Okay, so what you have to do, well, at least that's what I do, you go down from your low right here, you make a new low, and you miss it by about 10 pips. So there's no cigar in this, folks, because you never would have gotten filled. I mean, you had a little tiny ABCD right in here. You can see if you were watching that real closely yesterday, but we were doing other things yesterday. So that's what we're looking at right now. Let's get to the currencies, okay? Because Paula T's coming up here at the break. First of all, we'll get to that dollar index because dollar index has still got a chance, folks. It's hanging by its thread, but it's a tight thread, and sometimes it'll hang in there. Okay, we'll get up here. We'll get the daily up here, and you'll see here that it's holding up pretty good because we're sitting right at the old 61% retracement today. There it is right there. 1, 2, 3, 5 days down, all right? It's a big day down, so it stopped right at that point. So what you need to do now is you need to go and look at the British pound. Get up here. You'll be able to see it here in just a second. GBP. Oh, where is it? There it is right here. We'll look at the British pound. Look at that, right off of that 382 the other day, folks. Look at that, still moving to the upside. Just absolute, perfect. And that's telling us that we're probably getting close to a 382 on the whole thing right now, because this is critical time for the U.S. dollar. There it is right there. There's your 382, 5-day rally at the 382. Now, if you believe this is negative, got your left shoulder, there's your right shoulder. You don't have to risk very much if you're looking at this. If we look at this on the hourly, you're probably going to see a perfect ABCD setting in here right now, and I see I'm now nickel out in the S&P, so that's probably not going to work. So make sure you have a stop working, folks, at 34.49. That's what you have to do. Okay, get this out of the way here. And I think I'm going to turn this thing off on the S&P, otherwise it's going to keep banging around here. Hold on just a second here. Darn it. Okay. I've had a good day in the S&P, folks, so don't be too concerned. Yeah, we're probably going to get above there is where we are right now. So, but I have to do them all, folks, because I don't know which ones are going to work and which ones don't. We missed that one by just a little. I probably should have had a little bit of common sense and looked at it, but I do all the numbers, so I don't really know when they're going to work and when they don't. That's all I'm watching. I hope that gives you a rough idea of what we're watching here as we're looking at some of these things here unfolding here today. Let's check and see how the old clock on the wall is. And it looks like we're ready for a break, and we'll be back with Paula T. Webb.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors. This portion of Trade What You See is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day, Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Okay, folks, we're back, and I believe we have Paula Webb in the house today. Paula, how are you doing?
Good. Yes, I am in the house and ready to rock.
How is the deputy dog doing? Is he still on the mend?
Yep. He's doing pretty good. He's home, and he's going through physical therapy now, so that's great. Hallelujah. Thanks for all your prayers. Yeah, he's in good shape.
What do you have for us today, dear?
Well, I just wanted to point out that I know a lot of people get tired of me talking about the internet piracy, but this whole AI thing is a little scary. And I thought, I mean, seriously. So I've taken down 8 copies of fake books where they put up like my book covers, the Disciplined Trader, Trading in the Zone, and it's completely AI generated, but it's not our material. So I'm assuming, they're doing it with other people. But the other point with the AI, and this is really critical for traders, is that if you're going to use an AI-generated spreadsheet program, you have to understand that, first of all, you don't know who created that AI program, like on the back end. They're going to save it in the cloud. Who knows what cloud? Okay, is that a U.S. cloud? Is that a China cloud? Is that an offshore cloud? You have no idea where your spreadsheet is going to go. And so my point is that if you're that, and I'll be honest, I'm going to be blunt here, if you're that lazy that you can't upload anything into an Excel spreadsheet, which is actual factual, program right in front of you, then when your account gets hacked, which it's going to, I mean, the odds of that is very high because there's no legislation, reining in AI yet. So when your account gets hacked, just like all you crypto guys that this happened to, don't come crying to me. So this is a really big, strong warning that stop using AI thinking it's the be all and end all, because it's not. And you don't know who's behind the AI programs. Okay, so you got to do your research. You got to be careful. And for heaven's sakes, use a real program, an Excel spreadsheet or print out your statements or get them in the mail, whatever. But stop depending on things that are untested and we don't know what the outcome's going to be yet. I'm trying to keep you guys from blowing up your accounts or losing your accounts to who knows who. And
that's correct,
it's just, it's scary. It's scary. And we really need to be careful before just relying on, open AI. And that's one of them I'm talking about. They're very clear, very transparent that they are going to take your data and they are going to put it somewhere in the cloud, their cloud, not Microsoft cloud, not any other cloud that we know. It's their cloud. So how do you access that? And how secure is their cloud? And these are questions that they haven't answered yet. So just be careful, guys. Okay, that's my little sermon for this morning.
It's careful of anything like advertisements too, because I remember 2 years ago when AI was just getting started, John Jameson showed me a video of Prince William and Julia Roberts in a very more than compromising situation, and it was neither one of them. I mean, it was so real, Paula T. I didn't believe it was generated by a computer, but you have to be really careful about that stuff. Of course, my middle name is Careful, so it's no problem for me. Let's go ahead. What else we have for today, dear?
Well, do you have any questions for me from anybody?
Yes, we have a question from one of our listeners out of Wisconsin, and he says he does really good for 2 or 3 days, and then he blows up his account in the next few days. He said it's a history of doing it over and over again. I said to him, you're probably not doing the same thing. You're probably doing something different. What would be your comment to that, PT?
Well, I would suggest that he probably doesn't believe in his rules, if he has any, to begin with, and certainly not following his rules. And just in a general assessment, just based on the question, is he has to be right. He's more concerned about being right about his opinion about market direction than the actual market data in front of him.
Okay, can you explain a little bit more about that? I mean, being right, you mean he has to be right on the market or right on his analysis, or what does that mean?
All of the above. It could be one, it could be both, it could be all of the above.
Yeah.
Just being right in general. And this is what I work with a lot of my students is that they'll say, well, my analysis was perfect, and my intuition was telling me the market was going in this direction, and they go on and on about how right they were in all their methodology. But the bottom line is, you can be right in all that, but still not be able to apply it. Like Mark tells the story way back when he went to go see Larry Williams, like back in the 70s. And this was on some offshore, like Bahamas or something, presentation. And so somebody in the audience that day said, well, if your system is so good, how come you're sharing it? And I'm pretty sure it was Larry. I think it was Larry Williams. And Larry Williams said, well, it doesn't matter because, 90% of you in the audience won't be able to use it anyway. So
that's right.
It's the same for anybody. They may have a great system, they may have great analysis, they may have their rules down pat, but if they can't apply it on a daily basis, then it's up here now. So they have to be right, because, and then they look back at their trades and say, I was right, and it drives them crazy. And they say, okay, I won't do that again. And then, of course, because they haven't gotten to the root cause as to why they need to be right.
Yeah, that's important
that's
thing.
What help them learn.
And those are related to the rules that you have on your trading, how much you have to risk and what the pattern is, whatever methodology that you're using.
Yes, exactly. And this is and remember last time we spoke on your show, we talked about the trading flashcards. And that's going to be one of several of those cards are going to be, am I determined to be right today, or am I determined to make money today?
Yeah, that's true.
That's that's where we're at.
One of my most memorable days with Mark was 20 years ago. We were sitting here in the office, and I'd had a streak of about 10 really great trading days, and I had all 5 trades all lined up. And I said, "Look at this, Mark." I said, "This is going to be number 12 days in a row." And I had all 5 of them there, and I showed him each one of the patterns. And he was standing behind me, and he put his hand on my shoulder and says, "Bubba, it stops today." And I said, what? And I said some few expletive words that I pulled out of a dictionary that I had handy. And I said, why in the world would you say something like that? He said, Larry, it's not what I said. It's how you said it in your voice. You're too confident. Something's going to go wrong. So you're going to have to accept it. And honest to God, Paula, all 5 looked like they were beautiful. All 5 were totally wrong. All I had to do was reverse, and they would all been home runs. But I never did forget that. And it made a lasting impression. It's not what you know, it's how you protect yourself when you don't know. Hey, stay with us. We got PT still in the house. We want to get some more information from her.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Hey, folks, we're back with Paula T. Webb. PT, tell them how the folks can reach you.
Okay, well, I'm glad you brought this up because we are in the process of moving our website to another provider. So if there's a little gap, we may have a little downtime after July 31st, but don't panic. We're still here, but we are building a super cool brand new website with new products. So there might be a little gap, but I don't think there will, but just in case, I just wanted to say that. But you can reach me at paulatwebb.com. 760-636-4290 is the office line. And the cell number is 442-256-0548. And my email is inquiry@paulatwebb.com. So keep that in mind because we got some really rocking and rolling coming up this fall with some new programs and some hot new products that we're going to roll out and our YouTube channel. So
okay,
I'm busy.
Well, we're going to have you on again next week. You keep us updated on what's going on, okay?
I sure will.
Okay, thanks for joining us, PT. Stay with us, folks. I'm going to bring up the charts again, and we're going to go over this S&P trade because as I'm talking, I can't do too many things, but let me, well, that's the understatement of the year. First of all, I have to do, just 1 second. This will only take me a second. Well, it'll take me a little longer than a second, but hold on here. I'll get the, where does it say? Holy cow, it says no, stop streaming. Was that thing showing all the time? Gee, I hope not. There's where we are. There's where we are. I didn't do anything wrong because I thought she was in the line there. Okay, there's where we want to look at. Here's that S&P trade that we were doing. Now, folks, just using common sense here. I mean, I said risk 10 cents, but that's an ABCD right there. I mean, it's silly for me to just put a stop right there when that's the ABCD, so my stop would have to be raised a little bit. Right now, the trade is out 4 cents. So all I'm going to do now is wait and see what happens. So what I'm going to do now, because we're going to be doing this live for a little bit, I'm going to wait and see. But the first thing I'm going to do is to raise my stop from 49. I'm going to make it to 53. That means it's going to have to correct Hold on just a second. By the way, this is really good news. It just popped up there, folks. I have a 99% chance of getting a brand new email system, and it's supposed to be the cat's meow, and all the codes are ready. Hopefully in the next 2 or 3 days that we're going to be able to get it so I can get this stuff out to you and I can do as long as videos I want. But there's the ABCD pattern right here. We've had a rally from 20, all the way up to 28 handles right here. So there's where we are. My stop will be above the 618. Actually selling right here, as you can see here, that was the absolute wrong time to sell because you had a wide bar right there. But you know me, I have to say, well, I got to do it. And I did it. But the thing is, there's what you were watching right here. If we were looking, just get this out of the way. It doesn't make that much difference anymore. Hold on one second. I want to do a couple other things here very, very quickly and get another one up here to take a look at. Someone's asked us about, which is December wheat. Let's get this up here. It's had a pretty big move today, I believe, because we've been bullish that for quite some time. It's had a little bit of a move, not too much. You can see it's still down. There was your ABCD to the downside. It's up about 14 cents. Okay, what's going to help me? That's going to be a little... I'm going to have to figure that one out. Just a minute. Okay, there's where we are right here. There was a 3 drives, drive 1, drive 2, drive 3. There was a 3 drive to the bottom there, and so that's why that one's moving. Folks, sometimes these patterns work, sometimes they don't. I wish the heck I knew which ones were going to work and which ones don't. All I know is the one that is the most... it's a go-to pattern, folks, and that's 3 drive to a top pattern. And when you got 1.618 there, that's your promised land. You saw that in NVIDIA, and I've been saying it for 2 weeks. And the market broke 12 points today in NVIDIA. Of course, it hasn't broken very much, but that's a pretty big move to see that stock do that. Now, if it makes new highs from here, shut the front door and raise the rent, it can go out a lot farther. We've been asked to take a look at Tesla. Just get up here, see how Mr. Tesla's doing, see if our 2 buddies have made up or not. Okay, here's Tesla. There it is right now. Well, it was lower. Now it's come back pretty good. There's the action today. Let's see if that was it. No, it's not a 382, but it could have been. Let's just double check, because if it is, that's a really good sign. Ooh, it misses the 382 by 1 point. The low was 19. Less than a point. Low, no, the low here was 21. This is 19. So I missed it by 2 points of that move right there. Okay, so still, look, it's back down. It's up on the day now. It's actually pretty good action, but it stopped right at the almost exactly at the 382. Let's look at this on a shorter time frame. Maybe there's a little ABCD there. Nope. There's the 382 that we're talking about right there. So let's double check to see how close it was from the low that we made right back here. As you can draw it in. Yeah, there it is. See, the low today was 320.5, and this measured to 319.80. Less than 1 point off of the exact 382, folks. That's very interesting. The other interesting thing about Tesla is that if you look at this, we've only had one really good correction here. That was right here. Look, it took 3 days to make that correction right there, okay? And this, shut the front door and raise the rent. Give me a break here. Get this up here. From this high down to this low, see, it took 2 days to make that correction. And now all we're going to do now is see how close it was to the second one. There was your next correction. Should have been right about there. It went a little bit lower, but it's acting pretty good now, actually. So that's all I can tell you about Tesla. I hope that helps. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But let's move on here. We've covered the wheat. We need to cover soybean oil, folks, because I think that's the sleeping giant of all these commodities that we're watching here. There's the December soybean oil. We're going to get this up here. Oh, no, it just went up and made a new high. See, it made a new high on this run here a couple of days ago. You can see here, that was the Friday. We backed off Monday, Tuesday, really very little going off, just like we did in soybeans. But this is the key level right here. Now, there's our low way back in January. I don't know if this is going to happen or not, but should it happen, if we make that January, let's take this low just to be safe. Okay. We didn't make a 382 there, and I'm looking for a potential 382 coming here right there. This is the gap where it went limit bid and then gapped, went bonkers. This had something to do with Turkish what was it? I don't know. I don't remember which one of the oils it was. It wasn't coconut oil, but it was palm seed or something like that. Maybe it was palm seed that went nuts over in the Middle East, and that's what caused this. And now it's been here. Hasn't gone down. See, this is still acting extremely bullish, folks. Extremely bullish. So that's what we're watching here as we're looking. Let's see how much time we're doing here with this thing. We've got 52 seconds, which is quite a bit, and we'll spend our time on that looking at... Hold on, starts with a C. Come on. Stocks, it starts with a C. Caterpillar, because it has been a monster. This is one of the few of the stocks that has been incredibly bullish, like ADM and some of these others look absolutely horrible. But you can see here, Caterpillar on the long-term weekly has also made new highs. And oh, what do you call that, folks? Shut the front door and raise your hand. You see what I'm talking about? Geez, this is ridiculous. Hold on just a minute.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Come in, Danny boy. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Broadsword to Danny. Well, you can hear me. This is good. Hold on 1 second. That means you can see the chart. Let's get this up here and take a look at this. One I wanted to show you was the NASDAQ. You'll notice that's been the leader of the pack all the time. And on this last run up, you can see it went a little above the 382 by 20 points, and now it's backed off. So this has been the weaker of the two. And of course, the S&P went higher. It's backing off to almost what my break-even point is. And what I'm going to do now is I have my stop setting here at 52. Now I'm going to raise my stop right here to 49 to get to my original stop loss, which would have been right here. See what I did? A, B, C, D, stop there. Not very smart. It's got to be above this level. Now with this, I can put that here, right there. So that's what I'm watching as I'm doing these, folks. This is what I try to describe when I do the live trading, which I'll be doing this Friday from 9 to 12. And it doesn't work every day, but we've had some pretty good runs here. We've done 17 of them, and of the 17, we've been profitable in 11 of the 17, and 2 were break even, and we had some losses. Nothing catastrophic, like a grand or something. But, I don't like to see a grand when you're trading for 3 hours, but we've had some big wins, too. That's the main thing of what we're watching now. Now, if you want to be careful of this, and you did what I'm doing here, just all the thing that I'm going to be watching now for the rest of the day. This is the first ABCD in a potential bear market. Remember, Gartley said that on page 222. He says, look for the first ABCD pattern in a bear market and do that trade. Now, you don't know this is a bear market because this was the high. Now, how all of a sudden it's a bear market? We don't know that. But there's the first ABCD in that market, and there's where it went to. So we'll see you on the flip side tomorrow, boys and girls. Live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless.